Well, how's it going? Welcome to the show. The tariffs coming out of the vapor to get us. I mean, come on. Come on now. Who is surprised by tariffs? And who thinks the traders are really selling because of tariffs? Just let me know. Show of hands. Let me know in the chat if you really think. All right, I mean, how many actions did you take? We all knew this was coming. I mean, come on. Come on. Come on. I mean, it's not about the tariffs. It's not about the tariffs at all. Come on. And, I mean, we knew it was all coming. We knew. Now, what's interesting to me, look at this right here. Let's move down. Come on, draw. Well, drawing tool's not, There we go. It's not drawing. Cool. God love it. Let's do this. I'm gonna have to kill the. Let's see. Something's up on the computer. Kill the browser real quick. I'll be right back. Try this one more time. So if not tariffs, then what? That's the whole thing. It's other traders. Just like we're fluffy. Come on now. This is sky high. Ridiculous valuations. We're at record highs on, forward earning, value per forward earning. Highest. Record highs on all sorts of stuff. We're going to pull back. It's going to correct. It's going to be vicious. It's going to be vicious. If you think there's any reasons, like, Kevin, how many trades did you make based on the tariffs? Just how many trades? Well, I'm just a little guy. Yeah, we're all just little. There's hundreds of little people making trades, traders. We're all traders. We're all in that community, right? And I just think the story is bullshit. I mean, it's bots. Bots did that sell-off on Friday when Trump tweeted. I mean, let me read you something. Hold on. I bookmarked this on X. I didn't screenshot it or put it anywhere. Let me read this. Anybody know what kind of tariffs that Canada puts on the U.S.? Let me read you a few of them. Milk, 270% tariff. Cheese, 245% tariff. Butter, 298% tariff. Chicken, 238% tariff. 200. Sausage, 69.9% tariff. Barley, 57.8% tariffs. Cow meat, bovine meat, 26.5% tariff. Cars, 25% tariff. HVAC units, 45% tariff. Vacuums, 35% tariff. Cable boxes, 35% tariff. TVs, 45% tariff. Steel, 25%. Aluminum, 45%. Copper, 48%. And that's like their normal tariffs against the United States. Isn't that crazy? So what's a little 25%? You tell me. I mean, they already get taxed because the Canadian dollars, that's already things cost more because of the Canadian dollar, US dollar, the CAD dollar spread. Oops, typed it backwards. Dang it. Clicking the wrong thing. Got to do USD CAD. There we go. I always get them backwards, which way the pair goes. It's already, they're already getting. And this pop right here negates most of the tariff. Crazy enough. So, anyway. Yeah, it's kind of funny that the pop in the DXY negates most of the tariffs right there. When everybody else's currency drops against ours, like, that basically negates the tariffs. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, I digress. Market just pricing in everything. And jump over here. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. I told you we were going to correct for a long time. Bitcoin and all the crypto flushing, just like I've been talking about for forever. Golly. It's kind of amazing, I think, that sometimes I get lucky, right? I mean, I may never get another prediction right again. I make predictions here. That's kind of what we do, and sometimes they come true, but I may never get another future one right again. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining. Hopefully you're entertained. Not a recommendation to be buying or selling any financial instrument, including stocks, options, bonds, forex, futures, cryptos, treasuries, bonds. Don't long them, don't short them, don't trade them. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. All right? So be careful. Like, I'm not telling you what to do. If you need somebody to tell you what to do, if you desire that personal financial advice, somebody to tell you what to get into, what I should be trading, you need to hire and consult a financial advisor. All right? Everybody clear? Any questions? Raise your hand. If not, moving on. All right. And dun, 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 dun. You can point your finger at any one problem. The market is full of people. People and algorithms that were written by people. These things have bias. Subconscious bias. We're all herd mentality, all right? When the market starts dropping a little bit, the herd goes OMG, and we get stuff like this down to levels that our subconscious thinks is like a level of support. Funny enough, it's kind of how this whole thing works. Once you can get past that there's no story that moves the market, you've got to be like, it took some research. I actually pulled that up off of a Twitter thing that somebody summarized a bunch of documents. Just go look up, Google it. You can do your work, Chris. So this week, looking at the economic calendar, got some ISM coming out after the market opens. We may see a little volatility here when these numbers come out, 9:45 and 10. If you're getting into triple threats, be careful. We can see a little bit of volatility there. And what's the reason? It's just bots reacting, all right? There's bots that read the news and make reactions and move the market, and they are designed to rip each other. Tomorrow we get some job openings at 10 o'clock. Next day we get a little ADP farm unemployment, 8:15. Then we get these right here. More ISM stuff, some PMI. On Wednesday, it's not really a banger week of news. Get our standard unemployment claims, which has been kind of benign and coming in low. And then on Friday, we get the jobs report coming in right here, and the unemployment rate. We'll see. And then we get the inflation expectations right there. That's been kind of moving the markets a little bit. Inflation's coming back. Probably going to have to raise rates. Less Trump can, hey, I heard people bragging about gas prices. And unless we can just really cut out the energy costs, things could come ripping back pretty quickly. So be careful. All right. Moving on. ES down 97 coming in the open. It's not horrible. So if you've never looked at ES before, this is the S&P 500 futures right here. On TradingView, it's ES1 exclamation point. On most broker platforms, it's usually /ES. And it's a fun one to watch. Why is it fun one to watch? Because there's not much gap. Although right here we did leave a gap, and that leaves opportunity to fill that gap right there. We will fill that gap eventually. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. We filled the one over here. We filled the one right there last week. Now we have another one this week. I usually watch this because it's open 23 hours a day on normal days and 6 days a week. It's only closed on Sunday or Saturday. Excuse me, Saturday. We close at 5 p.m. Eastern, and we open at 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. Only closed Saturday. Oh, open late on Sunday, and we got this gap down into this support zone. Now, why don't I just look at the S&P? Well, we're still at 60-40 on that, at least for 2 more minutes. Like, well, it's not really there. Well, that's the last quote. It doesn't quote until the market opens. It'll open down here, probably back at the support point. Once again, looking at NQ. Jump back over. Check this out. Looky. We didn't even... That's actually looking really good. Higher low. Look, that makes... How many times have we back tested this now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spent 3 days down there. 4 days, really. 6, 7, 8. We tested that 8 times. It's going to be crazy if we have to wait till this comes up here and we just turn over here until we hit it and then launch off. It's going to be crazy if that's the way this works. This is NQ. This is the NASDAQ futures right here. NQ1 exclamation point. Same as NDX, just the futures again. It's going to end up back down over here. It's kind of wild. Where's, this was potentially a bullish breakout here. Back testing, holding above this downtrend of highs can be very, 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 very bullish. Be careful. Everything looking so sour grapes. This thing can just turn and burn all of a sudden, and everybody be like, what the fudge happened? I thought tariffs were bad. Be careful. Russell back down. Holding really well. That back tested that downtrend of highs is pretty solid. And it back tested the roadmap line again. This is interesting. I did warn. Like, you remember warning? We were up here. I said we're likely to get another pullback. There goes the market. We came up off that low super fast on stocks above the 20-day. Got all the way up here, did this little spike right here. I was like, we may not be able to go higher until we get another pullback here. What we're doing, we're getting a pullback. And we're going to get so many alerts. This is crazy. There's a lot of stuff moving. Elf. Dun, 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 dun. Everybody thinks they get a lot of alerts. I get a lot of alerts. This was going crazy last night when crypto was getting crushed. S5TH. Stocks above the 200-day. Just in the middle. Not really doing anything. Stocks above the 50-day. Just in the middle. And I did say we might double dip before we go on up. Remember that? Anybody? Nice. I like to see all these targets get hit. Trading view slowing down on me a little bit. Ooh. We'll have to see. Can we hold it? If we close below here, this is the danger sign. If we close below here, down to the roadmap line. Dun, 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 dun. Not even calculating. Right down in here. That's the target. Right down in here. Flush down to 57. If we close below this, probably coming down here. Now, interesting on S&P is that we made a higher high. That made a higher high right there. So this is a new correction right here. Technically, we didn't quite hit the target on the upside. We came up shy, but this would be a new correction right there. It's all very, very interesting as far as the price action goes. Oil, get a little bounce, but it may come down. If we crush it back into this little wedge, we'll probably, I don't think the wedge will hold. We've been holding the roadmap line. If we crush into the wedge, I think we're going on down here on oil. Be careful. That's oil futures, CL1 exclamation point. GC. And if you don't understand any of the patterns I'm like kind of going through here, watch the video from Friday. I spent a considerable amount of time going through the patterns. There's two main patterns I look for. There's a few more, but two main patterns. GC, looking like we might be able to break it out here. Maybe. That was a wicked retrace last night. It looked pretty vicious, and now coming back up very strongly. Very strongly. Bitcoin. Look at that. I was warning something's up. Like we had this inability to maintain any break above 105. Coming back down pretty strong. This doesn't have far to go to hit the roadmap line. I'm wondering if it's going to do it. Wondering. We've just been churning here after we came up to like the 5-minute roadmap line. Looking at Coinbase's data. Getting a little sparky here. People buying the dip. So far, move up, retrace, move up, retrace, move up. What happens? Watch for the rip. Watch for another dip. We could. While this looks like it might have bottomed. I mean, that was vicious right there. I don't know. Now, total. This is kind of crazy. Yesterday, I did an update about noon. I drew a target right there. We hit it. Total 2. I drew a target on total 2. Right there. We hit it. I drew a target on total 3. Load. Right there. And we hit it. Correction in crypto could be done. Very well could be done. Even the Ethereum target got hit. Look at that. I've been talking about that. We might get that crush right in there. Yeah, dip. Beautiful. Didn't go lower. Didn't quite go lower, but that was the one I was looking for. Spiked down. We even got a little extra. Got a little extra juice. Now, if we break above that downtrend highs, probably setting us up for that big rally. Could be a double on Ethereum. And if we get up to the target area, here's the high, here's the low. Target right around 54 to 59 right there. That zone right there. But we got to break above the downtrend of highs first. Dollar jumping back up, but lower high so far. That may have been the retrace I was talking about. If we hold the day right there at the 618, next move probably flush like that. Can that make the stock market go up? We'll see. We'll see. First move, second move, third move. Potential to hit the roadmap line right there on the next move. That's the 1272. That's the measured bounce pattern. Take us right in that zone right there. A little extra spicy. Indicates we're going to go on down. If we get down to like 104 or below on the next move. This could just be a bounce before we go higher again. Could just come down like this. And then we go back up here. Test that 111 area, top of the box. Possible. NKD, check this one out. Guess what? Global liquidity. Been warning about this. Global liquidity coming back down. As long as we stay sideways, though. And keep an eye on that one. If we break down below the box, global liquidity says we're probably going to get a bigger flush. Is the canary I'm watching right now. Right now, not strongly indicating anything. But we did retrace, and we're holding the roadmap line again. Be careful. Now, that is a lower low than last Monday on NKD. All right, I go to the market, pull all the gainers. Everything up $2 or more, which was not very many. And everything down $2 or more, which was a whole lot, like 200 and something, 260, something like that. And I put them on the morning list. And it doesn't get updated. I don't look at it after I don't even go through the stocks, to the chagrin of some people. Like, they're like, well, why did you put that on the list? I just run a tool and build the list. So we got earnings this week. Some notable ones coming up. Amazon, AMD, Google, Spotify. Should be a fun week here. So this may be the bigger driver than any other news. Got Hershey's been beaten to death on the cocoa prices. That'll be an interesting week. So I build the list, and then we go through it. Let's see, cocoa prices. That's going to spike again, more than likely. Although, I don't know. Depends. Do we break down and that's the bubble pattern? Or is this a consolidation? We get one more pop and then we do the bubble pattern. It's either done now or we're going to be done up here. I think it could get one more pop based on the way that chart looks. I would bet that, but not trading it. If you've never seen the bubble pattern, it's not one of the two patterns. This is an extra one. And right there, climb up, consolidation, and we drop. So we got that giant pop, consolidation, and then another pop. Then we get another consolidation, another little pop, and then we do the bubble pattern. One of those two. All right. Moving on. IDXX. Load, please. Golly, I'm getting alerts like crazy. Let's see what everybody said. The problem is tons of people are retiring. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Good morning. There you go. All right. How's everybody doing? Everybody's staying safe today? Anybody completely surprised by this reaction? I'm not. Not at all. Crypto needed a flush. Crypto needed a flush. And roadmap line, please load. It's like the simplest calculation. Sitting there and just... That one loads immediately. So crazy. Yeah, that's biotech med specialty. It's one of the... There's like 4 things that don't commonly follow the patterns. Stuff that the Food and Drug Administration of the United States gets involved in is one of those. And that would include IDXX. Usually when the gainers or decliners, usually when the list is dominated by biotech, which that's the number one, it's a sketchy day in the market, which, hey, we already knew that. Getting a pullback. So I don't think this is the one. We may go back down to, we may continue down a little bit, but this is starting to look like we bounce. ETHD, ultra short Ethereum. Be careful, that may get crushed. GHRS. Man, this is going to be a pain in the booty if this is the way it's going to work all morning here. It's like last week when everybody's freaking out, like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Look at that pop. Holy smokes. That's a biotech pharma right there. Food and Drug Administration. The other things, leverage stuff, anything that's got leverage like ETHD, that's 2x, 3x, whatever leverage. Leverage is leverage. Any leverage instrument doesn't always follow the patterns. Low price stuff, which we're talking equities under $10, doesn't count cryptos or futures. Just equities under $10, cheap stocks basically. And the fourth thing being China stuff, like anything that has China involved, since they don't necessarily play by the same truth rules that the United States does, that can cause problems. Let's see. Just gonna sit there. That one worked. And then 90 faster, huh? Wow. Alrighty. So then we're just kind of sitting at the bottom of the range and getting a little pop. It's not a very good looking chart. I have to say, this move up, that retrace, puts it right in the resistance. If we can get above 22, this could go on higher. Possibly up to here. But it might need to retrace a little bit before it can do that. Boil, ultra short, or ultra natural gas. This one. Check out natural gas. I always go to the underlying, so that hit the roadmap line. Anybody that was playing cold, that hit right there on Friday. Getting a little bounce. We could see a bounce back up 618 before we get the continuation. Be careful. That was the move. Well, it happened really quickly. That high, that low. Resistance is right up here. That was way down the list. It was not nearly the bounce I thought we would get on cold. That's the power that short on natural gas is rough to maintain that leverage, the ultra. So the way you read this, ultra means leveraged. Short means that this goes up when natural gas goes down. And rolling back. Good grief, where was I? I don't even remember. Boyle, that's where I was. TGI. Triumph Group. Man, oh man, this is going to take forever. Thanks for coming, everybody. Remember, if anything I say is helpful, beneficial, something new, we go through this list looking for opportunities, but this is going to be slow as dirt today because, golly. Let's just see if this... I can get the simple version of the roadmap line, apparently. Nice pop. Looking back. That high, that low. Potential to take us on up to this 30 area right up there. BDX, probably stay in the box, would be my expectation. It was popping, now it's dropping. Tyson Foods, probably coming down. I really want to see this hit this area right here. Got really close right there. I'd like to see it just do one more little push. And then this could be a measured bounce. Big, giant opportunity measured bounce. Now this one's not going to load. Cool. Dun, dun, dun. It's not even hard. It's the simplest calculation. But this over here, if we get that little bit lower, presents a giant upside opportunity potentially up here to 100. It's almost a double on shares. Not too shabby. STLD, Steel Dynamics. And that looks kind of sour. Might get continuation lower. 1, 2, 3, 4. This might be good for another drop. Potentially down to 106. Be what I would think. UVIX. Ultra VIX. Popping a little bit. Look at that decline. That's the market keeping you from making money on VIX. Holy cow. Check out UVXY. I bet it's the same. Come on. Load her up, buttercup. Wow. Yeah, same. Declining highs. Market keeping you from making money trading VIX. Volatility, like I said when Trump took office, when he was inaugurated 2 weeks ago now, tweets are going to matter. Volatility is going to increase. Although VIX not really spiking higher today. It's just part of the game. Like when he tweets, we get some volatility. Interestingly enough, Friday when we were dropping, didn't really spike at all. Today, probably going to take it back. We don't typically hang out more than a day or two elevated. We suck it back down. And that may present an opportunity in short VIX. Pick and load. There we go. Yeah, look, same pattern, just upside down. Declining or rising lows. This indicates we might pop on SVXY, which is short VIX. This is not leveraged, it's just short VIX. Now it also could drop down here if we get a big volatility event. We may come down here. We've been holding under the same rules. Look, we retraced. Here's the 618. We've been holding underneath that 618 since the drop all the way back here in August. It's been pretty crazy, right? Like isn't this a declining asset? Actually, this is a climbing, like an appreciating asset. Maintaining a short off VIX is actually profitable in the long run. This may go shooting right up here, 67.88. Taking way longer than most of the prior ones. Most of the prior ones have dipped and come right back since COVID. There's like 20 examples of this where we dip and come right back, 15 to 20%. It was COVID. And then August, we dipped. We haven't come back. We've just been sitting for 7 months. It's an interesting chart. May indicate we're about to have a volatility event. But how long does this keep going before we get that? Could be out here in the summer, and then we get the volatility event. Could even go a little bit higher, and then we get the volatility event. So this could keep grinding in here, and then we get that. This doesn't have to go higher. Be careful. Yang, 3x bear on China. Looking pretty rough. The flip side of that one's 3x bull on China, and that was still looking pretty rough. So no big 3x bears on technology. That looks pretty rough. I don't expect that to break out. Golly. VXX. And that's another volatility. Declining assets over time. Dumpster fire. I mean, look at that. Just keeps declining. Maintaining a long on VIX is it's actually highly costly to maintain a long on VIX because VIX doesn't move. VIX doesn't trend. VIX stays flat. All right. That's also why natural gas, maintaining the longs or shorts on natural gas, you notice this very similar chart, very flat, doesn't trend. It didn't go anywhere. So maintaining a leverage position on things that don't go anywhere, like natural gas or VIX, it's a net loser in the long run on the leverage products. If you never knew that before, welcome to the conversation. VIXy, and just, there's a lot of VIX instruments, and they all look kind of the same. Dumpster fires, reverse splits, nasty charts. NVD, is that the right one this time? No, it's not. NVD, the Granite shares, look at that one. Maintaining a 2x short on something that has been rocking and rolling the last couple of years. Although today, that means Nvidia is getting whacked. Anybody want to doubt me that we could be coming back down here? Anybody still want to argue? Look at her go. Look at her go. Hey, Kimberly's here. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Every 40 bucks this drops is $1 trillion of market cap. 40 bucks is $1 trillion of market cap. My favorite subscriber is here. I just rolled through the chat and saw you. A good put for Nvidia would have been to buy it early in January when we were spiking, and I bought 120 put out to 2025. No, 2027. Sorry, 2027. We're in 2025. And guess what? It's in the money now. There's probably no good puts now. I bet the market is pricing everybody out of this game. Boy, look at those prices. Wow. 900 bucks. I mean, you could play. I don't know if we'll finish this up anytime reasonable. You wanted to go out very far. I mean, look at that. That's $1,000. These right here. How about that? 120. They're up to 3,100 bucks a contract. I might book the profit on those. I don't know. I have to debate it. So if it drops on down, like those are going to be hugely profitable. Boy, look at the IV curve. Wicked. So there's a lot of implied volatility out here. That's the low point right there. April 17th would be, if you're going to target something, you pay the least amount. Going for like that 105 strike right there. $105 strike is still 2,200. 20. Ooh, baby. Oh wait, April 17th right here. 105 strike, yeah, $8. 800 bucks. That's that April expiration there. This is the volatility curve. So if you've never paid attention to this before, look at the stocks is not as fun. This is your volatility curve. In the money's not really super volatile. Golly. See, I'm in that 120 right there. Volatility is kind of spiked up on it. So strikes that are up here, expensive. Strikes down here, quote unquote, cheap. This is the whole curve for the whole series. Over here. And you see there's the IV term structure. It is cheaper to play out 6 to 9 months than it is to play 1 month out. He's got 81%. So 1 month out is March, early March. That's got the highest. It's got a big spike right there. And 6 months out is where it starts being affordable for the decay. So we're talking, this is February, so March, April, May, June, July, August. So August or September. It's where you'd experience the least amount of decay if you're going to play in here. Anyway, hope that helped. It's under the roadmap line. Does have support right here from that August. And think about it, we haven't even flushed down to August on NVIDIA. So I got an alert sitting right there. That may be where I sell. Of course, we could dip in here. I don't usually play short, but I do have a short on NVIDIA. If you wanted a different way to play this one, just buy some shares, NVDS, 29 bucks. This ramps as NVIDIA goes up, but if NVIDIA rips again, this can make a lower low. Be careful. Permacautious, TSDD, 2x short on Tesla is not performing very well. MSTZ, same deal. KC, wow. Well, there's your bubble pattern, and it crushed. Been farting around down here for 3 years. Now all of a sudden starting to make a move. Lowest low, first move up, retrace. Coming into resistance, it would not surprise me to retrace this back down again. Major resistance right in here. Could rally as high as the 20s, but I'm not playing with that one. NU, potential to rally up to the resistance at the roadmap line, right in there, and get a continuation down here. ETSY, sitting below the roadmap line, be careful. Might need that final dip down in that ideal target area. TSLQ, another short on Tesla, getting a little baby pop. Decliners, FNGU, that's turning green already. Double tap on that trend line. MSTR, ooh, wouldn't take much. That's the first move down. That's been copied and put right over there. Next move down, be careful. GE Veranova. Looks like that's cooking for that hit. That is an energy-based trade right there. It's been ripping. As long as we hold that support right there, as long as we hold that zone, it can get the continuation up here. Ridiculous numbers, but that consolidation and that pop is just a copy of that on the log mode. And right there, copy it up here, puts the target up there. LII, coming, oh man. Back to the roadmap line. If she can bounce, we could go higher to 700. After that monster move, that may be played out, and we're gonna do a bigger retrace on Linux. Something down here would be my expectation. Back in the 300s. ASML. Still waiting for, as long as we maintain the resistance right here, I'm still waiting for that dip down into the low 600s. My ideal spot was right there at 603. It's my alert. Coin has been unable to break above the 618. Unable to hit the roadmap line. Still expect a dip, but if we maintain this area, we can just rip and get up here 369, 387. The next big target was 427. Right up there. AXON, probably going to hit the roadmap line. ETU. Wow. 2x long on Ethereum, getting ripped. CATTHU. See what this one's doing. Oh. You don't have any exposure to this. This might be your opportunity. Pick it up at $4 right there. Let's see, we're on ETU. Well, things are getting crushed today. DE. Probably that hit the target on the upside, so watch out. This could be, while it can get an extension, this might be done and we go into a bearish move for the next while. Could be a long while. Could correct a lot. Wow. When I say a long while, I'm talking potential years correction. I mean, look at that move. Look at that move on deer. We might correct back down. That'd be a rough one. Holy smokes. Maybe back down to 200. Tesla. Getting below that little uptrend of lows. We stick this today. We've got to hold the higher low. If we get below that, probably heading down here. Meta holding up really well. Target's still on up here around 960 for the next target up. Now back to the roadmap line. EETH getting crushed. Hadn't made a lower low yet. VGT back to the roadmap line. GS probably just retesting the breakout, and then we'll go on up to 659. App consolidating, not really doing much at all. Lulu, that may turn down off of that gap and come back to the roadmap line. Be very careful. That may experience that before we can pop like that. KLAC. This list is way too long. I'm not going to make it through the list. We're barely, like, trading view is just so slow. This morning, KLAC right there. I'll hit a few more and then we'll just wrap this up, I think. ETN. Under the roadmap line, that's bearish. Watch out. Continuation lower. Costco has been incredibly inflated. I don't know if it can hit that. That's the upside target between 1,000 and 1,200. Might need a... Hadn't touched the roadmap line in, shoot, like 2 years. Well, yeah, almost 2 years. Holy guacamole. So coming down to the roadmap line would be expected, and then we'd probably go ripping again. But it can just go ripping because it's what it's been doing for 2 years. Like a stock doing something, it'll usually just keep doing what it's been doing. ISRG has not been down to the roadmap line since, I mean, for a year and a half, almost two, getting close to 2 years. That can just keep ripping. CMI, watch for the roadmap line. Bulls, that's going to hit again. It looks like. This is a common pattern we see where we bounce, activate the entry, correct again, and then go ripping. Very common pattern. That one may play out to the upside. CEG. And it looks like it wants to come down to the roadmap line. Netflix. Hovering. Next target up is that 150, 1050, excuse me, 1050 area. Boom, and then correct, maybe. Look best with that. There's the last hit, last August. Holding up really well, like just kind of ignoring what's going on in the market. CRWD. Just churning. That could come back pretty easily. But it hasn't. It has a setup for the upside target, 441, 483. And I've got the bigger picture. We did this bigger bounce off of this support zone down here. And that bigger target's up here around 600. And that could take a while. Like that could be out late this year, possibly even in early next year before we get there. VST, probably coming down to the roadmap line again, would be my expectation. Doesn't have to, but it would set up another trade if it does. TMO, potential bounce, SPY. Needs to hold this line. If we don't hold here, there's the target right down in there. IVV, which is SPY again. Same deal. Same exact stuff. QQQ, same deal. Got to hold the downtrend highs. Roadmap line is the target. If we don't, DPST did turn down a resistance. If we can hold the support at the roadmap line, bust through, targets up here, which is 189. That's 3x leverage. Remember, leverage stuff, be careful. 3x leverage on regional banks, which are not like, if you wanted to go for the big banks, that's something like FAS. And we came up shy of the target at 192. Get a little retrace. This will probably cruise on up here. And it could retrace the roadmap line. So this could come all the way back down and bounce again before we come up here. Hubble. Oops, that was HubSpot. That's Hubble. Lower low. If you're in that one or involved in that one, be careful. This is starting to look a little sketchy. We may get a bigger retrace to the bottom of this consolidation over here. Home Depot. Probably coming back like that. Activated the upside target up here at 447. May retrace the roadmap line, hit again before you go ripping up there. It's a common pattern we see. Doesn't always work. Lily, finding resistance at the roadmap line, just like we've done several times before. Does it turn down, or can we break out and go cruising up here to that $1,000 target up there? There's FAS. STZ. Ooh, so close to that one. So close. That's basically a hit. That can be a measured bounce. That can be pretty big. So back to the two patterns I watch. There's the low, there's the high, there's the low. This could set up a ginormous upside potential. Going from 174 up to 500, 400, 500. And if you don't believe those things work out, let's check it out. There's where I bought. And here's where we are. Well, there's where we are. pulling back just a little bit. Grinding on that target right up there. So when these start playing out, like, beautiful potential. TLN, Talon Energy. Watch for that to come back to the roadmap line. Union Pacific. Churning sideways. I just expect more of that. And SPXL. That might do a double hit. Now this one fails more than TQQQ. Be careful. The numbers here, only 75%. And put me over here. That not leveraged. Oh, that is leveraged. This one, 20 trades, 75%. Profit factor 2.8. And it may do a double bounce before we can go on up to that 195 area. TQQQ. I am in this trade. We are getting a retrace. The numbers, the 18 trades, 94% of the time this works out. 36 profit factor. Much, much bigger profit factor. All right. I think I'm gonna write. Let's see. We got Google earnings. Let's hit the earnings ones real quickly, really quickly. I'll close that for some reason, like a dummy. All right. So we've got today. We got Palantir, PLTR. Let's see. Be careful. We can maintain that. We have upside potential, but if we get below that, roadmap line is the support right there. PTIR, I wouldn't buy it unless I might buy PTIR if we get this drop. That's the leveraged PTIR. That can come well down in here. Be careful. All right, Tyson Foods has had earnings this morning. We already looked at that. PayPal has earnings tomorrow morning. And it looks like we're going for the roadmap line to me. Spotify has earnings tomorrow morning. That's in a resistance zone. Target zone. Next upside target, 620 right there. If we hit 620, that may actually pop on earnings. Get 620. And then come back down. Possibly down here. And then go up again. I might play spot. I might play that. Let's play it small. It's interesting. All right. AMD. Well, the target's still lower. We have not gotten. We've scraped the top of the target. Target is ideal target down here at 95. I still expect that to go lower. Google, Alphabet, Class A shares. That's at targets. Be careful. Support down here. And next upside target, 225 up here. And Snap be another one. That looks like we're gonna roll. CMG, Chipotle coming out tomorrow evening. That looks like it may roll. Be careful. That's a big corrective pattern for a flush on Chipotle. Let's see, we got Disney. And it looks like it's going to come back to the roadmap line. Got Uber. That's bearish under the roadmap line. Got Ford. That's bearish still. ARM. Bullish potential, but not been very committal. We may get a bigger flush. I'm cautious. Like that's, we hit Lily already. That if it can break out, but that's coming up on Thursday morning. Amazon Thursday after the close. This looks ripe for a retrace. We've been sitting at that big upside target of this retrace we did from back here in 21 all the way down to the bottom in 23. Then we climbed this mountain and we got up to the target here. 235. This has been a giant performer, but we're due for a pullback. At least to retest the breakout. If not, get a little deeper. Be careful. Be careful. We can go retest that big spike right there pretty easily on Amazon. You may be like, no freaking way. We'll see. We'll see. This looks ripe for retrace. If we can hold the breakouts, 312 will be the next upside target. If we got the bigger dip, bigger measured bounce, we could take this up to 500. Like this is where it looks really nice, is like if it does bigger retrace, potential comes up here. That's Amazon for you. I don't know what it'll do on earnings this time. It may just, make a little move. Elf Beauty down into the potential measured bounce. I need it to turn back higher again to indicate we're done. But this could be, at this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Retrace could only take us back to 160 at this point, and then we could do a bigger flush. Not sure on that one. All right, we'll cover some other stuff later in the week. I'm going to wrap it up here. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if anything I said was helpful, beneficial. Apple's going down. Comment on Apple. I mean, there's tons of stuff moving. Apple probably getting... Yeah, right there's the support right there. That move. It's not even lower than it was last week, 2 weeks ago, last week, inauguration week, 2 weeks ago. But there's the support right there. All right. Have a great day, everybody. We'll be back with you again tomorrow morning, 9:15, same bat time, same bat channel. Go through it again. Like, there's so much stuff on the list. Just a ridiculous amount. Be careful out there. It is a bearish day. Bias, cautious, super cautious. Back down to 101. We're taking it back down a little bit after the bounce. Nothing's resolved yet. Be careful, be careful, be careful. 30-minute resistance at the gap fill. And as long as we maintain this downward pressure, we could be setting up a bigger flush. The cash index is below the trend line. This may be the first warning shot that we're doing the bigger flush down to 5,700 right there. That's my bias for the day. Don't really have a bonus trade because, well, it's a little sketchy out there. Just be careful. Be careful, be careful.